I woke up at 5:30 on a Saturday morning, and then I died.
She wakes up and says, I'm being defibbed.
The pacemaker didn't have enough charge to bring my heart back.
About 1 in 5 people will develop what we typically call heart failure. As we look at older populations, that 1 in 5 is predominantly shifted towards women.
I can't worry that it's not going to work. You just have to take one day at a time and think for the better. This is a coffee table my husband and I made. My husband, Gregg, and I love to do cabinetry work, any remodeling and stuff to the house. We love fixing it up.
We made the cabinets in the kitchen. Then later on, we wanted to make some for the family room.
We bought good quality tools to make cabinetry, and then we started making cabinets exactly how we wanted, custom to what we wanted.
We figured out that it was going to be cheaper than having someone build it, primarily because we're cheap people. Say frugal people, but we're very resourceful.
The day I started thinking something was wrong was after I had been hanging curtains and doing some redecorating of our family room. I noticed I was having some pain and discomfort in my chest, and I thought I'd pulled a muscle. Didn't think anything of it because, you don't really think much of it.
This was around the time we were doing exercise. So what I had is I got a heart monitor because you're doing cardio, you want to see what your heart is doing or to push yourself. So what happened was when we tried to use the heart monitor and set it up on Julie, it kept erroring out. So I looked up the error codes and it said, well, you should probably see a doctor with this code.
That's when I went in to see my primary care doctor, and they did an EKG. And later that night, they called me and said I had to go in to see a cardiologist immediately. My name is Julie, and I have heart failure.
So heart failure is a clinical syndrome. It is the symptoms of congestion, fluid buildup in the lungs, shortness of breath. It's the heart's inability to maintain pumping function. And so the rest of the body's not getting enough blood, and that in and of itself is heart failure.
About 1 in 5 people will develop what we typically call heart failure. As we look at older populations, that 1 in 5 is predominantly shifted towards women.
When the doctor finally gave me my diagnosis of dilated cardiomyopathy, he said basically a third of the patients get better, a third stay the same, and a third get worse. When you have cardiomyopathy, they look at your ejection fraction, how hard you pump, how much blood I'm pushing out. I was always below normal.
We got into a mode where just getting tested with like nuclear tests and the ultrasounds and stuff, and they were always watching the ejection fraction number. And over time, you would have some ups and downs with it.
HFpEF or HFpEF, heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, is the most common type of heart failure in women. And it's due to a variety of factors. The things like hypertension, women have different biology, different risk factors in terms of lack of estrogen later on in life, and smaller hearts with smaller cavities. And so the risk of HFpEF or HFpEF is higher in women.
I was doing a 5K charity walk. I had to stop in the middle of a hill and told my husband, I can't breathe. We got up to the top of the hill, I realized my legs were swollen. We called the cardiologist and they just gave me more diuretic, which helps shed the water. But we realized that my heart wasn't working.
We know that any injury, any damage to the heart puts a person at risk for having heart failure. Medical obesity, particularly for the contemporary model of heart failure, is a major consideration, and then diabetes.
All my life I've struggled as an adult with my weight. And at one point in time, I was over 360 pounds. I tell my doctors I'm eating between 500 and 1,000 calories a day. I'm exercising 6 hours a week. I have a personal trainer.
There's a lot of work going on that this fat around the heart is actually secreting these bad hormones and causing congestion and contributing to heart failure. And so weight loss in and of itself will help treat heart failure. And then certain medications for weight loss can also improve heart muscle function.
When we first saw Dr. Clyde Yancy at Northwestern, it was the first time I had ever had a doctor who saw me, who didn't see weight, who didn't see my condition. He saw me. He said, how are you doing? And I started going into my medical history, and he stopped me. He took my hands and held them to him and said, "No, Julie, I want to know about you. I want to know, your life." And that's how he's treated me all the time. He thought the course of action of getting a pacemaker would help my heart.
The pacemaker got her ejection fraction, this key heart number, up. So she got out of the, oh my God, I need a heart transplant level of heart function. So it was a total success.
She went from having really precarious heart function to heart function that was in the normal range. That's a moment of celebration. She was one of the first to realize the benefit of being on the right medicines and this improvement in function. But the lesson learned is that even when we improve the function, we don't completely eliminate the risk, which is why I'm pleased that the device was in place, because the device did save her life until it didn't.
So the pacemaker was alerting that it was getting low battery. So we're supposed to see, like, the next week, the doctor to change out the pacemaker, but she didn't make it that far.
As I've been told, I woke up at 5:30 on a Saturday morning after being defibrillated from my pacemaker.
She wakes up and says, "I'm being defibbed."
And then I died.
I start CPR. I call 911. I tell my daughter, "Hey, unlock the doors because the paramedics are going to be coming through the door."
It was a scary time, but I don't remember all of it. My husband and my daughter are very traumatized by it. He says it was the worst 10 minutes of his life, but the pacemaker didn't have enough charge to give me the shock to put my rhythm, bring my heart back.
They put an automated CPR machine on her, and they got her back.
I did come out with cracked ribs and a back pain, but I'm alive.
So in the hospital for 6 days, new pacemaker was installed, and she came out of it. I mean, like cardiac arrests, low, like 10% kind of survival rates.
My husband, Gregg, has always been my biggest advocate for my health. He keeps reading papers and stuff, and he write about the GLP-1 shots coming out for diabetes, and he had seen all the heart studies on them and that they are helping hearts and all this stuff.
Her high point in weight was 360 pounds. Now she's 160 pounds, lost 200 pounds. She's been married for 44 years, so she's probably in the best condition she's ever been at any time in her life that I've known her.
Changing the diet to a heart-healthy diet, less sodium, less saturated fat, more vegetables, more fruit, more potassium, inclined towards a weight loss plant-slanted or plant-based diet, has profound benefit on reducing this incidence of heart failure.
If you don't look at the history, yeah, my health's really good. All of my kidney function, liver function have all come back to normal from the cardiac arrest, which is really good news. They have to monitor everything really strictly because some of the drugs I'm on, like a heart rhythm drug, is very detrimental to a lot of organs in my body. They have to keep an eye on my eyes, side effects. blood work multiple times a year to make sure everything is still, but everything right now is wonderful.
It's really amazing, this new class of therapies, and I have patients who have benefited directly. They feel better, their heart muscle function has improved, they're able to walk longer, they've lost the weight, but more importantly, their heart is handling salt and water differently. The mechanics of the heart when we look at special imaging scans have improved. And so it is a new class of therapy for specifically heart failure with preserved ejection fraction.
The story of Julie is one that has so many beautiful dimensions. It's a beautiful model of how much science has helped us understand this condition. It's an incredible expository of how we no longer have to think about failure, and there's so many different things we can offer. And it's a wonderful testament to the strength of the human spirit. I don't dismiss the importance of that in any cardiovascular syndrome, and particularly for Julie. It has been remarkable to see how she's navigated this condition.
Is simple, small steps, one day at a time. I mean, yes, we can think about the bad, but I can't change what my heart is. I can't worry that it's not going to work, because if by worrying, I'm missing out on the day with my family.
Thank you, hon. Should we do a mile today?
Let's do a half a mile.
Half a mile?
Okay. You have to go on with the process of what they tell you to do, but you also have to look ahead to the sunshine, to the light. You just have to take one day at a time and think for the better.